on golf. Um, so my last topic, I wanted to talk about the armed forces and basketball, college basketball, and how they might have an advantage during the portal era. Because if I'm not wrong, I'm pretty sure the armed forces don't take transfers. They don't take transfers, and they really don't have a lot of people transfer out. So if you watch their rosters, like a bunch of their players return, and they return, and they return. And that's, to me, is a real advantage in this portal area. These guys are used to playing with each other. They're used to playing under the coach. And the coaches coach them well. They're Army tough, they're Navy tough, and our Army strong. And almost every player out there is going to know how to be a man and take a few dribbles or get all the way to the basket or take a few dribbles, draw the help defender, and kick it out. I mean, you have a lot of players in college basketball that really can't, in a sense, they can dribble the ball, but they really can't dribble. They really can't get by somebody. You look at Army, you look at Navy, you look at VMI. I haven't looked at Air Force yet in a preview for next year, but the stuff I watched from Air Force last year, these teams have guys that know how to get by their man and, either make a play or kick it to the next guy. They all know how to play fundamental basketball. They all know how to play fundamental defense. A lot of them can shoot. They're so good at doing what you have to do that it seems like they do that on the basketball court. And, I just think in this portal era, while it's all crazy, maybe everything's going to get fixed where you can't go from this team to this team to this team every single year. But these teams can have an advantage. And I'm not saying they're going to make the tournament or they're going to be these great teams. Or they could. But, American is in Army and Navy's conference, and I think that's a tough one to get by. But I just think they'll have a lot of success. You'll see all these teams, and Air Force had a bad year, but to me they were way better than their record. To me, I think you'll see all these teams have a raise during this era compared to what they usually are in the past, 40 years or whatever. Ever since, because I know all these schools used to be like the cream of the crop in athletics, Army and Navy in a bunch of sports, but ever since then, ever since Army and Navy really hasn't been that good in basketball, I think there will be a spike of how good they are during this portal era, and they'll retain players, they'll have great coaching, and it's really fun to see them play because it's just like these guys, a lot of them, they don't look like they were the best recruits, but it's like they come in, they work, and obviously they got other stuff they got to deal with, but they come in, they work, and, they do what they have to do on the basketball court to be a successful team. And I think Navy and Army had successful years last year, and I think VMI did as well. So I think it's just interesting in all this portal era and everybody going everywhere and everybody throwing all this money at everybody, and the big schools might be trying to poach from the small schools, doing stuff like that, and you just got these people who are just kind of away from all that in a sense. Well, I think VMI takes transfers, but I don't know about Navy and Army or Air Force. I want to say VMI will take transfers, and they'll get foreign players. They'll do a little stuff, but they really don't do that much. But they retain their players still. These teams, they retain their players, and they coach them the fundamentals really well. And I think it's just it's a really cool thing to see in college basketball. Not that it's going to alter everything, but they're just nice, good teams out there that have an advantage through this portal era. All right, so that